banned a lot of us. Like it banned us for like a whole like 6 hours, which is nothing, but it's a lot because I thought I was a rap, so I created a whole new account like just from that. But like everybody had said it was because if you were posting anything that was not your picture, so even if it was like a picture of Kobe from last night that NBA.com posted there. So my new one, all I posted just to troll was like, here's an apple I bought yesterday type shit, just to troll. They brought it back in like 6 hours, so I was all right. But
bro,
I was shook for a minute. Like,
bro, shook. I remember when they took our shit, like I started going, I was like giving away $100. Who could find 100? I was so desperate, bro. I never want to be in that position ever.
It show you how much we depend on them. It's like, hey, we just do.
But
we can't do shit about it.
But I will say we started the podcast because of that. Like I've been consistent, right, Solomon? I've been consistent since that moment, right?
Yeah, right about then, yeah.
Yeah.
You do it every week?
Yeah, every week.
Okay.
Two times a week now, because now we got this Suburban Pod with me and Tally, and then I just started Scotty and Friends back.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Last Saturday, so every Monday I'm shooting that. So, all right, sorry guys, we're gonna interrupt the pod, but it is Cinco de Mayo weekend. If you're looking for something to do, hit the link in the bio. You can subscribe to our newsletter, which goes out every single week, every Friday. It's called the What's Happening list. All the hottest parties, all the hottest mixers in the city. Subscribe right now. We got you covered. Back to the show.
Gotcha.
2 shows.
It's on YouTube or what?
It's on YouTube.
YouTube,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking for a third show, and then we should be solid after the third show. Budget maxed out after that. we for now.
I go with that. Yeah.
For now. But with that being said, we live on the Suburban Pod. I go by the name of Scotty. My host Tally is running late per usual. Love you though, Tally.
That's obvious.
God, women. And I got a special guest in the building with me. We've been planning to do this for a minute. I feel like I was the one stagnant. I had this shit for a minute.
Maybe I had to check in like, hey, what's up with it? You know?
Yeah, but we got my brother DJ R-Tistic. What up, baby?
Man, how you feeling though?
I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed. I was hella stressed today. I woke up late. Whenever I wake up late, it just fucked my whole day up. So I was a little stressed, but I feel real good right now. I feel real good.
That's always a good thing, though.
Yeah. How you been feeling?
Everything's been good. Just getting ready for everything coming up because, I mean, it's about to be summertime. So everything from just the trips to the events. Like, today is May 1st. I just looked and I'm like, I only got like 3 days free the whole month as of right now.
Of May, 3 days free?
So stay healthy. That's the main thing. I'm always outside on the move.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, you full-time DJ, right?
Yeah.
Full-time.
Damn. I'm full-time for like 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah.
How'd you get into it?
As far as DJing as a whole?
Yeah.
DJing for me, basically, I appreciate you. I got into DJing, like the short version of the long story is my parents are into music. My dad's a jazz musician.
Fire.
So I was playing drums and piano as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was producing and rapping.
Wait, in the church?
Sometimes in church. Yeah, I played drums in church.
That's how it be. Yeah,
Youth Day, you know that?
Yeah.
So I started making my own beats. I started rapping back when I was probably 9. I was making my own beats just to rap to.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got to high school, I just focused on production. When I got to college, I was producing for like Game, Black Wall Street when they first came out.
Okay.
So I was mainly a producer, and then I got into DJing just when I got back to LA. Really before I got back to LA, when I was still at FAMU, I went to FAMU.
Okay. Fire.
For college.
Yeah.
So that's where I really started DJing at, and then out there I started DJing mainly because it was that mid 2000s where LA was in a drought, but LA was deep at FAMU. The Bay was deep too. And it was mainly hyphy movement, but we still rock with the G-Funk and all that came from it. So I was just doing house parties, just doing like West Coast house parties when I was in college.
Fire.
Just because the clubs out there, you wouldn't get but 1 or 2 West Coast songs the whole night.
Yeah.
Back then,
you was playing at the house parties?
Yeah, the house party would be all West Coast.
Damn.
So at the club, we might get like, to age myself, it was Game, How We Do, it was Snoop dropping like it's hot.
Oh boy, you up there.
Then it was just it was Tell Me When to Go, E40, all that. So you would get those. You wouldn't even get Blow the Whistle that much.
For real?
Yeah. So it was like Blow the Whistle didn't really get big in the South till after that. Crazy enough.
Okay.
But I would have these West Coast house parties, and I'm playing all the Sugar Free East Siders, then all the Mac Dre or the Kick the Sneak, Mr. Fab.
Fire.
So it was just that era, like right before Jerkin. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this too, because I was going to, I had to scrub your Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I saw something that made me, because it's two parts to this. Because I saw something that made me like, I said, wait a minute. You said traveling DJ based in LA. Yeah. You're from LA, right?
I'm from LA.
Why based in LA? And I'm poking holes because they say I'm not from LA, so I got to poke everybody holes.
It's like, the thing is, so funny enough, so I have a manager who's from Philly.
Okay.
So I met her from an HBCU mixer because I went to FAMU.
Yep.
So initially, when I came back to LA as a DJ, I really got in through the HBCU side because LA was sold up. Everybody in LA have been going to the same parties from like the DJs that they went to high school and not high school, but really college parties with. Hollywood was a rap. So my break-in was really through doing HBCU stuff and doing the older crowd 30 and up stuff. But I remember my tagline back then was, I think, LA's favorite DJ. I was calling myself that.
Fire. You was branding yourself that way.
Yeah. But then my manager, her being from Philly, then my boy Tahir being from St. Louis, he's HBCU too. They're saying like, you're bigger than just LA.
Yeah.
I took offense to it because I'm like, I'm LA. LA is the second biggest city in the country.
I want to talk about that. Go.
LA is where we are. I'm from LA, but it's like, like the more I talked to him, I understood what they meant. And it's like, my thing is, let me brand myself and position myself as just a DJ that people might not know where I'm from, but I'm always going to push the West Coast to where it's like, because the thing is, say if I go to New York or say if I go to wherever I go and DJ at, a lot of times, I mean, at this point, they know I'm from LA, but if they don't know I'm from LA, I'm going to play like I'm from there, but I'm going to give them a West Coast set that's and sneaking in sometimes. And it's like, when I sneak it in, then they're going to hear it. So the way I say like traveling DJ based in LA, I could say like LA native because I grew up, born in Inglewood, grew up in Gardena, been in South Central for 15 years. So I'm LA all the way around it. But I think it's just a case of, because I travel, it's a way of me saying that I'm not a local DJ.
Got you.
That's the main thing.
Okay, got you. You want to set yourself apart. But I do want to speak to that part, right, of like, because even building Suburban, like I have, it's a blessing and a curse to have a platform. But clearly, I think, so I look at somebody like yourself, right? Bro, we use a lot of your content, a lot of your tweets. You know what I mean? You're always the most clever, funny in the comments. Like you have, like somebody like yourself, I would have these thoughts of like, a nigga like you, I gotta stop saying the N-word. I said I'm gonna stop. I gotta get it. We got an N-word.
Like, how are you gonna say it?
But somebody like you would be the perfect prototype to even just sit in this seat, because if we represent LA brand, like you bleed LA more than I do. You know what I'm saying? But I built the brand to sit on top of LA and like push myself out of LA or through LA, right? Always LA to the core. Yeah. But I want to speak on, I never want to get stuck in LA. You know what I'm saying?
It's complicated,
Go speak to that, because I feel like it's coming from LA. It's hard. You can get trapped, bro.
LA, because LA has the illusion, because we are the second biggest city, because we have so much culture that's come through LA, because we've dominated certain eras of music, of fashion, movies. It's still, it's like on one hand, if you can be the biggest in LA, it feels like you should be able to be the biggest in the whole country or the world. Because I mean, even when it comes to whether it's producers, like. Somebody had the Mount Rushmore producers. Number one, period, people said Dr. Dre, even over the East Coast producers. Right. When it comes to rap, they said the most famous rapper is Snoop. You could argue that it's Will Smith or Jay-Z or whoever else, but Snoop. And he's Long Beach, but it's still LA County, LA area. So it's like overall, I feel that on one hand, it feels like if you could dominate LA, be the top dog in LA, that you should be able to, it should translate to you being like the biggest anywhere.
I agree. I think that it's weird though, because I feel like the thing is like Snoop. Obviously, it's people who come from LA that make it. Like if you cross over, you cross over, right? But I feel like for the most part, it seems like the natives, we the ones who get stuck. To whereas like a Jake Paul come to this motherfucker and go crazy and like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I be like, how come we don't get that same? Like we get stuck, but they don't.
It's so complicated. I feel like. So even DJing, I could say it. I could say that. Okay. So one thing I'll say is that, like, I rep LA, but I rep FAMU /HBCU probably just as much. When I was at FAMU, I rep LA too much. It was where I only had LA hats. I only had LA jerseys. I only had Dodgers, old school Raiders, Lakers. But then when I got back to LA, I'm repping FAMU, because when I'm in LA, repping LA don't really mean nothing. Because if you're repping whether it's Gardena, South Central, whatever it is. If you're not in that part of town, it don't matter. And even in your part of town, if you're not the biggest person in that part of town, it don't have the same impact. So all that to say, I feel like it's easy to get trapped anywhere, whether it's LA, New York, Atlanta, Chicago, just because it's an illusion of, if even when you do get big in your city, you feel like you should be able to cross. But I think what makes LA even more different is that we have a huge separation between natives and transplants. Okay. And the thing with me is that it's crazy how much we argue and debate with transplants now. When I first got back to LA, 08, 09, 10, whatever, like that was my people. Like still are. Like a lot of my closest friends are still transplants.
I feel like that conversation just kind of became a thing over the last.
Social media kind of. Yeah. I don't know if it's post-pandemic or what, but it's the thing is, like, it's
I low-key
always
want to take
been
the credit for that, but I won't.
It was a little bit before you, but I mean, but you definitely helped enhance the whole debate because you always posting like,
something about. I take the credit for everything. Yeah, for sure.
You always posting bait up. So I feel like the thing about it when it comes to just the separation, like, so all that to say, DJ wise, when I got back to LA, my first 3, 4, 5 years, I wasn't a non-factor, but it took a long time to climb the ranks just as a DJ, period. But
why though? Like what?
Because the thing about it, everything was sold up. It's like Hollywood at the time was
everybody knew everybody.
Everybody knew everybody. Like, because my thing, I remember my last week at FAMU, I was on campus DJing and I was just bragging like, I'm moving back to LA, so BET Awards weekend, come check me out in LA. I ain't had nothing but I was just talking, just trying to speak it into existence. I got back thinking that I know a couple promoters. I know the homie Joe Green. I know Malcolm. I went to high school with him. I know these promoters. I'm thinking that because I know them, they know me as a producer, they're going to put me on. It took years, even for people who knew me. Like, even one of my homies who's a promoter, he told my boy had a pool party that same summer, and he told him, like, hey, Ron, my real name is Ron. Like, Ron is dope, huh? He was like, he dope, but I can't use him yet. Nobody knows who he is. And it's like, because it's not about talent a lot of times. It's about
who you can bring out.
Who you can bring out and all else. So,
damn.
So when it comes to being, all that to say, when it comes to being big in LA, whether it's rapping or DJing, whatever it is, one thing is that I blew up because of like my HBCU side. It wasn't because of anything to do with LA initially.
Were you saying because those people who came to LA, like you, that became your crowd?
That was my crowd. So I was doing HBCU events. I was doing events because nobody catered to them. It was like everything is, at this point, the super Hollywood scene was not thriving yet. 2010, 11, that's when you got the Connies, the Toxic, you got the Supper Club, Roxbury. That whole era came a little bit later. But when I first got back, even still, you had the Hollywood clubs, and you had the hood clubs, and you had some that were a mix of both. But I was not on either side, and there was nothing really catering to transplants. So it's hilarious to me that everybody's playing the Wipe Me Down, Nuck If You Buck, Swag Surf now. Nobody's playing that. Oh, wait, no, nobody. It was like the college parties, you would hear certain songs, but you would hear it when it was hot. For that year or two. You would hear Ice Cream Paint Job because it's 09. You heard No Hands because it's 2010. Swag Surf, you weren't hearing that in Hollywood. You weren't hearing like these, like the Waka Flockas as much in Hollywood because that might have been a little bit too trapped out. You would hear certain commercial songs from the South. You heard Lollipop. You heard whatever you like, T.I. But it's like, so for me, my whole angle was like, let me serve, and not just that level. Let me play go-go. Let me play Chicago house and juke music. And that's how I was able to get,
Do you feel like that, was that a good angle? Well, so you didn't play like the hood LA stuff.
So here's the thing that's about me. I play everything. So for me, like when I was at FAMU, all I played like at them West Coast parties was hood LA music. I'm playing East Side's Crip Hop. I'm playing when I wake up in the morning, Snoop unreleased cuts.
It is being received?
For our local parties.
Okay,
it was only California. Gotcha. The Florida girls didn't like it, but we didn't care. I'm like, look, y'all, you're getting free liquor. Turn up.
That's crazy, bro.
So when it came,
but you were still pulling the crowd though. Even the girls was like.
So the thing is, it was one party that kind of made me who I am because at first we were having these parties as more of a kickback style. It's music on, it's more background music. Okay. So all right, here goes super hyphy. Here go super sick with it. The bay is kind of getting hyphy on the couch real quick, but for the most part we chilling. Then it started evolving into where it's really parties, and I'm not even a DJ. I'm playing a playlist, but now it's like I'm playing the West Coast stuff. And I remember these girls from Florida were complaining. You ain't playing no Kaya. You ain't playing no Tampa Tony. You ain't playing no Strizzo. And I'm like, go to the moon. Go to all these clubs that play all the Florida music. It's a West Coast party. So I didn't care. But then when they left, one of the homies was like, hey, man, you got to play some stuff for them too because they leaving. At first, I'm like, I don't care if they leaving. Like, it's a West Coast party.
You was a nigga DJ back then. I'm playing what I want.
I didn't care. It was like, my thing was they can hear this wherever they go.
Yeah.
They can go out 5 times a week and hear it.
That's good though. You stuck to your. It is like I feel like it might be kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're not catering to what they want to hear, but at the same time you also know you knew it was a empty hole in the market.
Yeah.
Like that niche.
It was only for it was for us. It was FUBU. It was for
it was for us, which is hard at the end of the day. Yeah.
So it was like after a while I realized, all right, let me just find a balance. Let me say it's a West Coast party, but most of the girls and some of the homies are from other places. And some of them are not from Florida either. So if these girls from Chicago, let me play Chicago music. If they from New Orleans, let me play the DJ
Start to feed the crowd.
Yeah, so once I learned that balance, that's where I got the whole style from. So when I get back to LA and I'm doing these parties, it's like I didn't really have a space to play. Plus, it was not really that much hood stuff until post-jerking anyway, but I learned the jerking stuff. So every party I did was different. I would do the homies' niece's birthday. It's a Sweet 16, 2008, 2009, and it's like off of Broadway somewhere, but jerking is popping. So let me play these jerking records. But then this party here is a 35-year-old crowd older than me. So let me play, whatever they going for. It might be like the 35 nut back then loved the East Coast stuff.
Okay.
Like the Ladera Heights, Baldwin Hills, LA crowd from LA, they like Bad Boy Money Death Row because it was more fly, it was more classy.
So let me ask you this. Because you said, there's, and even LA, there's so many
segments.
Bro, like I'm damn near, I'm hosting, what am I hosting them? I kept saying Dragonfly, it's not Dragonfly. I'm hosting episode Fridays, and this is like Jungle, which is like, that's a hood, that's a hood ass crowd, right?
Okay.
Yeah, no, yes.
I haven't been on Fridays. I'm there on Monday.
Okay. Is it hood on Mondays?
Not at all.
Oh, that's Monday
Night Vibe.
Karaoke. Okay.
Karaoke,
so I might be good. I'm like that. Well, put it this way, Joe Moses is also hosting. So
I mean,
I fuck with Joe Moses.
Weekend clubs a different period. Friday, Saturday's always gonna be more of a hood crowd.
I guess my question is because I'm always self-conscious about even just the suburban crowd, like how building an audience in LA.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it to where like you got the hood mixed with the Hollywood and like it coexists? Because as I get ready to start throwing events, I'm weary of like, damn, like, is it gonna be the crowd I want? I want the crowd you got, nigga, that college crowd, out of town, because them people, they got college educated. You know what I'm saying? Or can you not blend it?
You can. It takes a lot of precision. It's a case of, because even if I have stuff in my house sometimes, I never have anybody hood, but I have LA people.
Yeah.
They probably did go to college, and if they didn't, they might be blue collar, but I don't have the dope boys, I don't have the gang bangers.
Yeah.
I might have one cousin who's a little bit rough, who might,
we cool with a little bit of rough.
Yeah. So to me, it depends because it depends on what exact crowd you're going for. I feel like when it comes to
the suburban crowd, I think they might be hood. I don't know though. I think I might be naive to who I.
It's hard to even judge. I feel like because even with hood, to me, it's levels of hood. It's the safe hood. It's the dudes who, all right, he probably is from the game, but he ain't starting nothing. He ain't here to start no problems.
Yeah.
Versus the hood who's
active,
troublemakers.
Yeah,
active,
he on bullshit.
They go in here just to shoot shit up. Like, it's the difference with that. So to me, you can blend the safe hood, but even then, one thing I can say about LA, that Atlanta is different because Atlanta, I've been to places where I was confused because it's like
Atlanta's, bro. Yeah, I went to Morehouse. That shit is
Morehouse.
Yeah, I went to Morehouse. Yeah.
I've seen crowds in Atlanta where it was like all these pretty chicks who I can't tell if they went to college or not, but it's all hood dudes.
It's all hood dudes.
So LA, you don't really get that as much, but if you might get the fly hood dudes who are high level dope boys or like rappers, even then they don't always have the flyest chicks. They might have the fly hood chick.
Yeah.
They don't have the one who's gonna be like the same crowd that's only West Hollywood. There might be a Harriet's that might be eating that boa for dinner. It's still different. So
yeah, it's different.
It's tricky to mix the crowd, but it's a cultural thing too. Because the thing is the hood crowds are what bring the culture in. That's where the music is coming from. When it comes to the rappers, like a lot of the songs that I heard first was when I went to a hood club, or even to just a younger crowd that was a little bit hood, like not really necessarily starting stuff, but that's where. Like a lot of times, I purposely will do a hood crowd. I would say twice a year, just to kind of stay tapped in, just to kind of enjoy it. Yeah.
Are you throwing, or are you saying you go? Are you?
I'll DJ. I'll DJ a certain crowd, like just because the thing is, I know everybody's crowd. If somebody's hiring me, I know you have this crowd, you have this crowd. So I'm not gonna do anything like that weekly, but I might just every couple months, every whatever, twice a year. If they hit me up, all right, I'm gonna rock with y'all just because I still want to know what they respond to, and because if somebody else is DJing, let me hear what they playing because. They're going to play those LA songs that's not on the radio, that's not, that might not even be on TikTok yet.
Yeah. Okay, so when you got back and you're like going and you're building up your brand, I guess I'm always interested to know, like, what are some of those tactics? Because I feel like, especially in the grassroots, there's just different things that you have to do to, like, every inch matters. So what were some of those things to, like, go and build up your repertoire? Not like, I was DJing for free, but, like, what are some of those other things that,
I mean, because it's crazy because it was so long ago now, but like early 2010s, I hustled in every lane. So it was like, I would say, like, I don't like taking credit for anything, but
man, take that credit. Man.
A lot of folks would say that I was one of the first ones doing like quick mix videos when it came to DJ mixes online.
What's that? What you mean?
So like here's 20 songs from the year 1995.
Oh.
Here's my favorite 15 songs from Snoop. Here's 20 songs Dre produced. Here goes.
And you still do that down there to this day with the DJ shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, 10 years ago, you would see DJ mixes, but it was more so the technical DJs who were just doing scratching.
Yeah.
They're doing battle routines. They're doing wordplay, battle routines. That was never really my forte. It's like, I've won battles before, but it's like, my thing was more so, I wasn't a battle technical DJ at that level. My thing was the historian side, being a musical historian. So let me show that. So And that all came from me doing a mix called The Timeline. Back in 2013, I made a mix that was 500 West Coast songs going from like 1981 up to 2012.
Oh, you on some
And it was
shit.
this
That's
like,
nutty.
each one was 4 seconds
that's nutty.
or 4 bars. Now I'm doing quick mix videos where it's 2 minutes and I'm cramming in 25 songs. So it's like, all right, here go all the bass songs from this era. And once those started going more and more and more viral, like that's really what got me here, like on the recent side. But early 2010s, it was a mixture of me doing those mixes, like SoundCloud mixes, and just like really a lot of grassroots stuff. I was still using Facebook heavy. I would go on everybody's Facebook page and post the link to my new mix. And I'll go on Twitter and do the same.
Right.
Every day I'm tweeting, like, I got this brand new mix, 95, all the songs from 95. Or here goes an all West Coast mix called Crenshaw Sundays. So that's what I was doing, like.
So you always been heavy, like, content?
Content.
Yeah.
Back then, DJs were not as heavy with content. Like, I still don't think anybody has more mixes than me, like full mixes. I've slowed down. I still have like 115 mixes. I don't think any DJ has that many mixes that are not just like radio recorded mixes.
Yeah.
Like to have that many theme mixes.
Yeah.
I put in that work like going back to 2011, 12.
So you're nerdy with it. Like, do you think the DJs now that you see in LA, you don't have to say no names, are like have that level of like care and dedication for it?
There's some who do in different ways. Like Honey B is not from LA, but she's from Miami, but she's here. But she's viral in that way. Like, or she's consistent when it comes to making those videos with like blends and edits.
I feel like a lot of the best DJ, I ain't gonna say the best, but a lot of DJs I follow, I don't even think they be from LA for real. Like they be, I like DJ, I like Social, you know what I'm saying? He DC, you know what I'm saying? So but I mean, I like Dirty Dell. Is what's her name? Rose God. She from LA? Oh, she from LA. Okay. She hard.
Rose God, I always rock with her. Her themes and everything.
Yeah.
Her musical knowledge, I always do stuff with her.
She hard.
She a Drake fan, and funny enough, we had the Drake Kendrick thing before the Euphoria dropped.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, LA has a lot of dope DJs, period, and a lot of them are starting to do more content. And just from talking to a lot of them just feel it's oversaturated because I realized that if you're a DJ and you follow all the DJs, we see DJ content all day. So one of the main trending thing now is the boiler room style where you're DJing in a room and everybody's behind you and they super hype the whole time. When it kind of looks phony sometimes because
with the content.
That's everybody's main lane of content. People are doing a lot of edits and blends, but the main thing people are focused on right now is doing those type of videos.
Okay.
It's like,
hold on.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Okay, so I'm reading this book called $100 Million Leads right now. This year for me is like I'm focused on leads and sales. That's what I'm focused on.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm trying to think from a DJ's perspective, like what type of content, because now you got me thinking content. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
What type of content is gonna make somebody come out and think that you're like lit like that? And so you're saying it's the boiler room content. Or what are the other styles of like what content do you use? I see the mixes.
Mine's always been focused more so on quick mixes. I've always done edits and blends too, and I don't know if you would even know why, but like you know what edits are or blends when it's like this acapella on this beat. So
yes, okay, and it's like you do some crazy shit. That's
Beyonce
like shit.
acapella on top of Waka Flocka instrumental. So is this
so for DJs is that like you watch basketball?
Yeah, of course.
Or you know how you might, or like you might see somebody do a move and it's like if you really hoop, you be like you don't even know what he just did. Is that how DJs look at that? Like, oh, how did he do that?
When some stuff is super basic. DJs can be critical. Like for me being an actual musician, a lot of edits I don't like because I'm just like, what's the point of this? Like, sometimes, but people kind of thrive off of doing ironic ones. Like I have on a Nirvana shirt. People who thrive off of I put Nirvana and mixed it with Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
This is dope because, oh my God, and people who are not musically educated might enjoy it.
Go for that
because
shit.
It's just like, I love both. As a music head, I'm just like, that's not on key. That's A flat. This is, you know,
shit.
So a lot of times I can nitpick that way, but overall it's like the ones that are dope are dope. Like when you find the two songs that sound like they're meant to be together, that could be magic. So I have a couple of those that I was doing before, but I was gonna say that you probably wouldn't even realize they're so common now because the program that we use, Serato, has a feature called Stems where now we can easily get the acapella, the instrumental, and bass and drums to any song instantly. 5 years ago, we couldn't do that. 5 years ago, you had to be able to dig and find an instrumental and acapella.
So now it just takes it in.
Yeah, now it's just you press a button and you have it. So you didn't see that many edits and blends before 2022 because that feature wasn't available.
And you can take any record and just...
Any song, you can just press a button. Now it's just the drums. Now it's just the bass line. Now it's just...
So in that space, right, even thinking like AI is making shit so easy. Even in like the media industry, it's flatlining everything.
Yeah.
So now what makes a DJ like better than the next?
Out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a combination of everything because if you talk to DJs, you will hear a lot of envy where it's like, this DJ shouldn't be that popping, or this DJ's popping because they look good, because they have followers, because they're friends with so-and-so.
That's the hater shit, though, for real.
The thing is, it's like a lot of it could be hater. My thing is the real ones are going to sustain. So it's like, it's always truth in some forms, but it's like, as far as who really stands out, it's always going to be talent to me.
But yeah, so, even and it's like, yeah, he's only popping because he's homies with such and such. It's like, that's true.
I mean,
now what? Like, yeah, nigga, but you better be friends with him. Like,
I mean, the thing is, everybody has an advantage. Like for me, I'm not Nepo baby, but my cousin is Murs, and Murs is the type. If you don't know his name, you don't. If you know, it's just like, oh,
yeah.
I got pay dues when I was kind of starting out because he had a big festival.
Yeah.
So it's like between him and like my cousin is Chris Bowers, who's Oscar-winning pianist. But it's like I feel like everybody has their advantage. So it's some people who their brother might be so and so.
It's how you use those advantages. You know what I'm saying? The thing is,
on one hand, you could say if Kendrick had a brother, that's Kendrick's brother. Of course he's on. But the truth is, every rapper has a brother.
Exactly.
Every producer has a brother.
Or shit, Kendrick might have two brothers and one didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what did you do with it?
So you still have to be able to do just with it. So overall, it's a combination of everything. So I feel like talent is still going to stand out the most because when people hear you, that's going to do the most. So I have a lot of times when people come from out of town and they hire me, they'll say, all right, who else should we hire? And they'll ask 3 or 4 or 5 names, and they'll say, I heard so-and-so is popping. In some cases, I'm like, yeah, they popping and they're dope. In some cases, I'm like, they're popping, they're not really good. If you just want to get their following, you can hire them. But I also realize that just because somebody has a lot of Instagram followers don't mean that they're going to bring a crowd either.
Yeah.
So
facts.
Yeah. So
let's transition to this LA because, like I said, I think I even when we was prepping for this episode with Tally, I'm like, I was like, I look at this and he's like I almost said the N-word, but I didn't. Yeah. I was like, I look at you like a expert of LA culture. So we're gonna bust down a couple things. And we talked about too. We're gonna talk about music, which we just kind of did a little bit. Life. And you said that LA natives need to accept IE natives. Yeah. Explain yourself, brother. Yeah. Explain yourself.
So I mean, of course, I'm sure they're probably watching. If you make this a viral clip, they're gonna be on my head.
You know what time it is.
I already know, but I'm gonna explain it from a DJ perspective and just from like somebody who travels. People outside of California don't know what the IE is. All they know is California. They don't even know LA and the Bay are that far apart. I have homies who come, hey, I'm in your city. Where you at? I'm in Oakland. No, you're not. You're 6 hours away. They don't realize that just like, because the thing is on the East Coast, it's the opposite. New York, Jersey, Philly can all be within 2 hours. Or, you can go from New York to Virginia. That might be within 4 or 5 hours versus how for us 4 or 5 hours is a whole different, part of the state. So all that to say, like IE, so the way I view the IE is, for one, 90% of everybody I know from the IE, parents are from LA. Their parents are basically all from LA. Their parents basically all grew up in LA, South Central, Compton, Watts, like everybody. So, of course, they all moved out there to give their family and kids a better life. Their kids had no choice. I had no choice. I had no choice to be born in Inglewood and then Gardena and to be born around, LA. Like, that wasn't my choice. That all my family have to be in LA. So, if I had happened to have parents who had moved an hour away, hour and a half away, if I still was connected enough to the LA culture, to where if I'm making music, if I'm, because the thing is, a lot of artists have come from the IE, a lot of rappers, producers, and all that. And to me, it's like actors too. A lot of recent actors came from the IE. So I think Broderick, what's his name, Hunter? Sharonis from Insecure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's his name? What's my boy's name?
Everybody he named, we banishing y'all. Yeah, we just over with.
What's dude's name from Atlanta?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? Darius, dude who played Darius. What's my dude's name? He's been in a lot of movies. Sorry to bother you.
Sure. I know what you're talking about. I don't know this nigga name though. Yeah.
Okay, his name offhand. Apologies. But basically, I feel like, so and here's the thing too. In the last 20, 25 years, I realized a lot of folks have gotten moved or got kind of pushed out of LA because of post-riots. Post-riots, 92, a lot of folks had to move to the IE because you see what happened. LA property values dropped, and you could sell a house in LA and get 5 rooms in Riverside and Ontario, Corona, Fontana, and now you living nice. So it's like a lot of, the thing is, I understand why the parents moved out there. So the thing with that is, of course, when it comes to the culture. It's like when you grow up out there, you're not growing up the same way that you grew up in Inglewood, South Central, Watts, Compton. It's like the culture is different, but it's still close enough. It's still close enough ties. Your cousin just probably still in LA.
Yeah, okay.
You probably still went to high school, if not high school, elementary in LA. You might have moved when you were 6, 7, 8 years old, and still close enough ties to where my thing is, I'm not saying, and here's the thing, I'm not saying we should let them say they're from LA.
Bro, just be honest.
I'm not saying that they should claim LA, but we should
just
should
be
still,
real, bro.
Yeah.
Do she stay in the IE,
No.
bro? Just be real with me, bro. If she staying, it's cool, bro.
It's hilarious with that. Not at all. It's
cool.
not. The funny thing is, usually it's more about the dudes, because the women a lot of times they don't care about claiming the IE, because to them it's like, on the flip side, LA dudes grew up loving IE chicks, because it's just like, I got a little chick in Riverside, take that little mission. Yeah. Hey, she got 3 friends. Hey, 3 of us, we gonna ride from Carson.
We gonna push.
Yeah.
Hey, Tally says she's out the door. Okay.
So tell her to buzz in.
Buzz 3-0.
So with that, I feel like so basically what I'm saying, I'm not saying that LA should let them claim that they're from LA. I'm not saying that it's a case of like when it comes to hood politics, I ain't talking about nothing hood. I'm not talking about
for sure.
gang. I ain't talking about these LA gangs shit.
Just the funny banter of like niggas from the IE can't claim.
What I'm saying is, in terms of culture and music and all that, it's like, because some of them IE producers and rappers are dope as hell. And the thing is, if you look at just pure numbers, it might be damn near as many black people in the IE between those 2 counties as it is in LA County now, just because so many of us have moved out there because of what I said, because of economics. So it's like, overall, in 20 years, it might be less of us, because like I'm in South Central, and in South Central, if you compare it to 30 years ago, like right before the riots, you see how black it was in Westmont, Central, all
crazy.
That, and Watts, compared to now, we got pushed out to the IE. So to me, it's just like, we need to just say, look, all of us are all Southern California. Like, we LA, y'all are not LA, y'all IE. But yeah,
you said we should claim them. They gonna eat you.
I ain't say claim.
You said we all
embrace.
You said we all.
We should embrace. We should. What's a good Tally?
The beautiful Tally. Look at her. Where you going after this?
Nowhere.
She's lying. Where you going after this?
Nowhere.
You're looking good. Where you going after this?
I am in sweatpants.
I am too.
She could be going somewhere.
I might go to pregame after this. We're gonna see.
Gotcha.
OT hosting.
You always outside.
Okay.
She's going somewhere, bro. Solomon, back me up. She going somewhere.
She might have a little outfit in the car or something.
What's
in that bag?
You see your nails too?
What she got in that bag?
And she got the Hermes on. She's going somewhere.
She going somewhere.
I can't just be cute in
Why
sweatpants.
you lying?
This is how I look every day. Okay, I'm sorry.
She might be. She got a little change of clothes in the car.
Jeez, sorry y'all. Anyway,
So, what's good?
hey, R-Tistic.
How you feeling though?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, you over here talking about the LA and IE. So.
He said that we should claim IE.
I ain't say claim. I said we should embrace, and we should accept it in a sense of like, we all Southern California when it comes to culture. Like, if we gang up with them, basically, if the world can know who the IE is, like California and the West Coast will be stronger, because like I even say it's rappers in Seattle and Portland and Phoenix who are dope. Like, to me, here's one thing about it though. Whenever people compare the West Coast to the South, especially, or even the Midwest, the South has like 8 and 10 cultural hubs in major cities. So when people say West, they really just mean LA and the Bay. So it's already an unfair comparison to say like the South is Houston and Dallas and Charlotte and Atlanta and Miami and Tampa and Tallahassee. It's all these different cities, and New Orleans and Shreveport. So it's like, all I'm saying is that if we can embrace the IE and say, look, we're not y'all are not us, but a lot of y'all have roots from LA. If y'all making music, we support it. We rock with y'all. Like, yeah, if it's dope, it's dope. I don't care where you from.
Do you think there's a sonic?
Wait, are you from the IE? Sorry.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, you good.
So why you playing so hard for the IE?
You feel me?
I explained it before you got here.
He
Like,
my bad. I was in the worst traffic.
I believe
Tell us about your traffic, Tyler.
No, I think it was because of Beyonce. I think because
from
I had to
Is that where you going?
by the 405.
Oh, that's what she's going after, huh?
I'm not go. It started right now.
I like this look. This is incredible. What's going on?
You over here flexing.
You ain't never showed up like, she did it for you. Oh my God. I'm trying to figure it out. I swear to God,
I suggested we have a sweatpants day. So when you in sweatpants, you gotta kind of like up the hair and the look overall, so you don't just look like a bum when you step outside.
Be balanced.
We're gonna have a conversation after this. This is crazy.
What are you talking about?
So, so for me, I don't even really have any IE ties. Like, all my family is like Inglewood, Gardena, not even Carson, like Gardena, Inglewood, South Central, East Side, then even, Lamert Park, Ladera, Baldwin Hills, Mid-City, up to Hancock Park. So I grew up all the ways this LA area and all that, but as a DJ, I just feel that when it comes to the music side of it, because I was saying that a lot of us moved to the IE because of, not us, it's in me, but just black people. We got pushed out because of the riots, initially riots, and then just because gentrification, housing costs so much that it makes sense that so many black people live in the IE, and it's almost just like we're losing because now LA, instead of being 20% black, is 6 and 7% black. But a lot of the IE is becoming more black, and it's like we look at them like.
So basically, you're saying like we might as well embrace them because nigga, they pushing us out there anyway.
Exactly. When it comes to we getting pushed out.
Because your kid, my kids probably gonna be IE babies.
Some kids will like. A lot of my friends move out there because it makes more sense. You're getting more bang for your buck. The house in Watts that's $350K for 2 bedrooms, you can get 5 bedrooms out there. So,
that's true, but I think the main. So what I've noticed is like the distinction between IE rappers and things like that is like people just don't want you claiming LA if you're not from.
No,
so that's why it's like they. I was working with like an IE artist, and they have to. They want to be. Yeah. Don't do that.
Both of you. I mean, coming from the dude that lives in IE, but
right.
Right.
Let's not do that. But like, he wanted the definition to be like, make sure you say like, I'm from this part. I'm not an LA artist. Like, I want to be known as somebody from this side of town. Yeah. And I think maybe that has to do with gang affiliation.
I was saying when it comes to hood politics.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, but I think it's also to be like, because if you get caught saying that you from a certain part of LA and you not, then people gonna press you about that too. Like if if you're an artist and you're out somewhere and you're like, so like, what part of LA you from? Yeah, and I think that matters in music sometimes.
It does. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Are New Boys from the IE?
Are they?
I think so. I think a lot of rappers who we don't know where they're from are from the IE, or even some who might claim this part of town because they did live there till they were 12. A lot of them did grow up in IE, but they still say LA because LA is LA, which I get. But what I'm saying is that if we embrace them and make it where, look, y'all are not from LA. Don't claim Compton. Don't claim Watts. Don't claim South Central. Claim Riverside. Claim Fontana. Claim where you from. And if they're trying to be a hood rapper, that probably will be a contradiction. If they're not rapping on the hood shit,
I think that's what I feel like. That's where it'd be bad though, because people like you could be from Riverside, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll literally come up and be like, "Yo, I'm from Compton." Like, that's crazy.
I don't own that. Like,
that's wild.
If your family's from Compton, your family's from Compton. That's fine. Just say my family from Compton. If you lived there for 2 years, specify them 2 years. It could have been fucking preschool, but
But like, why do we gotta do all that even? Like, I feel like that's so specific to LA, to where we gotta like.
It's not.
When
Atlanta's
did you
worse.
live in Torrance?
Atlanta's
when
worse.
When did you live?
You think Atlanta's no man? Niggas LA be like, where your granny stay? Like,
right. What high school you went to?
Because we're in LA and we're from LA. Go to Atlanta. Go to anywhere like that. You remember the girl had the whole song, not Atlanta. You remember what was her name?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, that started so much controversy because Atlanta's even worse because at least LA is a huge city of 2-3 million people. Atlanta technically is only 500,000 people. Most people that you know from Atlanta are not from the city of Atlanta.
No, they're from like Decatur or the outside.
From Gwinnett County. They might be from Smyrna. They might be from Mableton. They might be as far south as Jonesboro.
You know what's crazy? Like, when I was in school out there, that was a thing. People people I'm from Atlanta be like, you not from Atlanta. Like you right.
They're worse. So,
I don't know if it's I don't know.
It's worse to me because that song had them on Twitter going nuts. It's just that we see everybody from LA because you have suburban LA. You see your comments for LA. Imagine if they had suburban Atlanta. It would be even worse.
I'd be a millionaire.
They definitely, they have a lot of divisions. They feel like you from this part, you from North, you from this. Because my whole thing is, if you from Atlanta City and you try to say you have to be from Atlanta City to rep the A musically, you don't have nobody. You don't have Outkast. You don't have Migos.
Where's Outkast from?
They from like Savannah. They from maybe Decatur. It's like
them some talented dudes.
So it's like
people
most of Atlanta's main rappers are not from the city of Atlanta.
Okay, so
that's true. I hear people say that. They'll be like Georgia, like Lotto, like people.
Lotto,
she don't claim.
A lot of them from like Gwinnett County and stuff. So it's like, so the same thing for me, and they're from different counties. Even for us, Compton, Inglewood, Long Beach, Gardena are still LA County.
You know what's crazy?
Like Atlanta has 27 counties.
From that perspective, looking at another city do it, I kind of get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like if they would come up like, I'm from Gwinnett County, I'd be like, bro, just say Atlanta. Like I get it. I get it.
So all I'm saying is musically, like, as far as hood politics, I'm not saying they should claim LA. I'm just saying we embrace them. We just if they dope, because like y'all probably wouldn't remember. It was a rapper named Sly Boogie. You ever heard of him from like 2003, 2004? He was fire. He got LA radio play. He had a song called "That's My Name," produced by Scott Storch. He had a song called "California." The remix had like Mac 10 and Cricket Eye and everybody on it. And he's from the IE, but the LA rappers embraced him. He was dope. So he didn't claim to be from LA. He even said his whole tagline was California IE. But he could spit. He could rap hard. And to me, he just didn't get the love he should have got. But it's like LA did embrace him because he was dope and he claimed IE. He wasn't coming out saying I'm from Compton, I'm from this and that. So,
well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip the worst parts of this and make it
viral.
Yeah. We're gonna, no, I'm joking. We're not gonna do that.
Run it.
I think I got all my LA stuff out. We kind of got his origin story. We talked a lot about LA. Okay. I think we do have some news topics we'll get into unless you have more LA.
Well, did you talk about like do we talk about the current scene of like LA right now in terms of what's lit right now? Where's the place to go?
I like that.
Okay. So you being a DJ, obviously like you know what's popping all the time. you in the mix.
Always outside.
We always see R-Tistic on the flyer, okay?
Always outside, so yeah.
So yeah, the people want to know like what are the hot spots right now? Where do you go to have fun? Where do you go to turn up? Where in LA can we go to party?
LA is definitely going through I ain't gonna say a weird phase, but it's always gonna be places to go. It's always parties. It's just that what we lack is just the weekly Friday, Saturday night. We know we can go here, and it's always going to be a big-ass club. It's always going to be lit. It's always popping. So I can be biased and just shout out what I do, but I can also be unbiased enough to tell you what to expect at each one. Because, like, for me, every Monday I'm at Jungle, formerly Station 1640, for Monday Night Vibes. It's karaoke.
Okay, I've been there. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, it's
That's
fun.
a good Monday. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's not, it's just a fun crowd. It's
karaoke.
It's karaoke. So it's like
club
it has
karaoke.
Elements. It has elements of Hollywood to it, but it's not like it's not a stiff crowd. They dance, they sing along, so it's just fun. So on a Monday, you can go there. Like I was at the Dime on Mondays forever, but now I'm there on Wednesday. So the Dime is still a cool spot, just on some straight chill. It's small as hell. Some people don't like how small it is, but it's always a vibe.
Can't stand the Dime.
I can't stand it.
Some folks can't because it's just
sorry. My plug up there. I don't like.
I mean, it's probably the thing is to me, I understand if it's too packed, it's uncomfortable. I don't like going when it's too packed, but when it's chill,
it's not. I need a more bougie feel. I ain't gonna lie. I need a more bougie. So it's more of like a bar, hole in the wall type bar.
Yeah, and to me, it's fun because of that. But like as far as the bougier version, I could say Dot next to Linden.
True.
It's a similar.
Small as fuck.
Too.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It's the same type of size.
I like it though.
Same type of size. Yeah, it's black owned though too.
I like it crowded. Yeah,
it's black owned. And speaking of black owned spots, we have black owned spots like Prospect Park. They have a brunch on Sundays. I'm there on Tuesdays.
Is Prospect Park? I've been there once. Yeah. Is it dope? It's big. That motherfucker huge.
Good size. Yeah, black owned. The homie Rodney owns that. I'm there on Tuesdays doing Taco Tuesday with Trey Money and. Always a vibe.
How'd that be? It'd be cool.
Little vibe there.
Shorties up there. I gotta get outside.
Every week's different, but yeah.
So what about Friday? What's the go-to spot on Fridays?
So Friday, that's what I say is. I don't know if there's a dedicated go-to that I really frequent because weekends I personally don't like having a weekly spot because I'm always doing traveling parties or I'm out of town type deal. But as far as the spots that are always open on the Friday, like for sure I would say Continental.
Okay.
Continental always has things.
Really?
That's Eric Hall. Shout out to him. He's the owner of that. So they always have something going on. I do that probably once a month, usually with Benjamin Walker. So that spot goes up. Lost for sure is black owned. That's Issa, of course.
I haven't been to Lost yet.
Lost? No, I
want to.
So I always do. I do Lost. Yeah, it's crazy.
I've been hearing horror stories, low key, about the security.
No, that's my people though. I'll take that back. We gotta cut that out. I'll fuck with you.
Yeah, Lost. I mean, because I'm there like once a month too. Okay. And usually I'm just doing R&B vibes on Fridays, but Friday and Saturday you can go to Lost and get a vibe. So
I like I feel like Fabe had Dee Dee cracking.
Oh, Norma.
Oh yeah, Norma's
cool vibe. Norma's cool vibe.
On Friday they do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Dee Dee they don't do it anymore.
They don't do Dee Dee anymore.
Dee Dee was going on. I never went in. I walked by one time and saw how crazy it was outside. I didn't want to go in.
I had went one time and we had like a table and section and everything, and security was like, "We are not letting anybody in." I'm like, "Bro, this is not Poppy. This is not the club."
Like it's Poppy and all that.
Well, let's be the last time that they got shut down. I can't say the last night that they had, Luka was in that bitch. Luka, like it was packed, NBA player, so it got
too big.
You better not come this week because we're gonna be on this head.
Crack a bottle over that nigga head. That nigga tripping. We're gonna talk about that too. That nigga tripping, gang. Oh my god.
But aside from
give me your unbiasedly, give me your top 5 spots for the weekend to go in LA.
Like weekend, like
top
Friday,
5.
Saturday. I would say Lost for sure.
It could be throughout the week.
Yeah. Lost is up there. Somerville is a restaurant, but if you on some grown up, like especially on a date or like for a girls' night, or if it's like double date night, Somerville is that vibe on some just like getting the jazz music. It feel like you on Love Jones or something like that. So Issa owns that too. Of course, I'm gonna plug Issa.
Oh wait, I've been there once.
You've been there, yeah.
Yeah, but not for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah. Somerville.
Dinner and drinks is on, vibe.
Why are you looking at me?
Can we pod, bro?
Sorry.
So yeah, so that's a spot. I would say like on Saturday nights, I know like Tommy Tribe. That's probably my favorite consistent Saturday night is probably with Tommy doing Afro beats at Jungle.
Okay.
It's been going on for like 4 years, and it's Afro beats. So of course, if you're going for hip hop, you hear a little bit, but they dance at Afro beats parties, so I'll give them that. So even if you're not the biggest Afro beats fan, you're still gonna party and dance in there. So that's a spot. And to me, it's like LA is best because of our monthlies and our traveling parties versus like the weekly. So a lot of our traveling stuff is probably the most like guaranteed to be on point. But as far as just the guarantee every week, those type spots, like of course I'm gonna say the Dime is always gonna be home. But of course if you don't like the Dime vibe, understood. Like that I think is basically every day from like Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah, they every day. That's they do Sunday too. I think they throw the Sunday brunch.
Sunday too.
They go crazy.
Even the Well is cool. The Well is kind of like the Well is like an alternate from the Dime. Like definitely a super chill crowd, but it's like bigger, more space. They have food. The Dime has food now too, but the Well has pretty good food. So
was that 5?
Yeah. You said was that?
Is that 5? Did we name 5 of them?
I think so.
That had to be 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
say them in like a list, just so that we can have them.
Let me see what Lost, Somerville, Jungle, Dot, and I'm gonna still say Dime.
Okay,
there we go.
Bet. That's a solid 5.
Yeah. And the thing is,
let it Dime.
I mean, I've been there forever. I've been going forever.
They held you down.
To me, the thing, the beauty, and the annoyance, but the beauty of LA. You ask somebody else, they're gonna give you a whole different 5.
Bro, I was gonna say,
like somebody else is gonna tell you Keys. They're gonna tell you Ballet Saturday. They're gonna tell you PH Day Club.
Kingpin Mondays. Harriet's on Fridays. Oh, Harriet's on Fridays is lit.
I'm gonna say Harriet Sundays right now with Fawcett going up.
I need to go there. The girls going wild. Shit.
Doing that.
I gotta get outside, bruh.
That's going up. So it's like everybody you talk to is gonna have different. Because I personally don't like the Hollywood crowd. I might be racist. I ain't gonna say that, but people might jokingly
clip it.
Racist. Clip it. No, whatever. No, but people know that I'm still overall. I'm pro-black in the sense of I don't care if a place is 20, 30, 40% non-black at all. It's just that I love seeing my people, and more importantly, I love my people getting in.
Yeah,
so I'm never going to promote places that my people can't get into, especially black women, because a lot of places that are Hollywood, they don't like black women unless they have a certain aesthetic, and I don't rock with that.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm never going to promote those spots. If somebody says this spot is a hot spot, to me it ain't that hot. If it's more Kardashians than Carrie Hilson's.
Can I ask you the question of are you comfortable naming some of those spots that you feel like do that?
Yeah. Here's the thing I can say this and being all the way honest.
Like, what are the spots that you feel like are shading our people? I
can say this. I could be 100%. The spots that I know for sure did have all closed. So I have not heard anything negative about, say, Keys. I have not heard anything negative about Ballet Saturdays. Like PH Day Club / nightclub. I haven't heard anybody having that complaint. Now, Highlight Room for sure. They closed now. Highlight Room was for sure like that. Beauty and Essex was for sure like that. One Oak was for sure like that. What else? Even like Greystone, Nightingale was for sure like that.
Yeah.
So because all these spots were closed, now it's Zook. I haven't heard about Zook to say. I can assume that because it's similar promotion.
It's the same people behind
owners,
it, right? Yeah.
I would not be surprised. What I can say now is that I feel like the beauty is that regular black people, regular meaning the non-Hollywood, non-celebrity, non-whatever, have so many options that we're not concerned about those spots.
Got it.
6, 7, 8 years ago, that's all people talked about. 10 years ago, all you heard about was Greystone.
That's all we had.
And Supper Club and Roxbury.
Playhouse.
Connie Playhouse.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I was always at
Playhouse.
Yeah,
I was always sneaking in. 1920. Like
I hated y'all. I hated y'all because I'm like I'm legal.
They'd be like, yeah, come to the back.
Like, why y'all here? I hated y'all. But yeah, so for that era, it's like that's where everybody wanted to go. I feel like now the places that black people want to party at and go to are not those Hollywood spots. So now it's like those spots don't even have to really worry as much about turning down the dark-skinned women because those dark-skinned women don't even care about those spots.
Well, I will say too, like they make it such a hassle sometimes to even get in. Like sometimes you don't want to have to do all that. I don't want to have to know somebody to call them.
And they're not even fun when you get inside. You get inside, it's just all tables. They're not dancing.
People are standing around. I'm like, what did I go through all that hassle for?
It's
like
not
I just want to be able to be spontaneous. If I'm going out to dinner with the girls and we're drinking, having a good time, I want to go somewhere that's like, all right, we could go here next without being like, oh, you still got that plug at blah, blah, blah.
You got the plug and
you know,
you got to wait outside and be embarrassed.
It's just doing too much.
White girls
and there's a line. God forbid there's a line. I'm not standing in it.
I get it. So I will say like LA,
it's so crazy because this is just what like dudes who go through every single day. Like now, dudes been going through this. Like this is a normal day.
Like, I feel for the men though, low key, because y'all gotta do a lot more low key to have
buy a bottle or know somebody and nothing in between.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. This is what I appreciate though, because in LA, like you gotta be plugged, and when you're not plugged, it sucks. But I feel like when you're plugged, like it's awesome. So it's like,
I mean, that's the pro and con. I mean, that's the thing. Like whenever I see comments on social media, LA nightlife sucks, this and that, and it's always that response. You ain't plugged. You ain't this and that. Honestly, just unbiased, I wish you didn't have to be plugged for it to be popping. Because I can go to Houston, New York, Atlanta, and just fall in somewhere. It helps me to be plugged because me being a DJ, I can get into anywhere free in those cities. But even before I was plugged, I was going to Conley in the late 2000s in Atlanta. I might have to wait 20 minutes, but I knew I was getting in.
Facts.
I get inside and it's popping and it's
bro, LA. So, you might really just be in line. Like, you're not getting in, which is crazy.
You can stand out there for an hour.
The line means you're not getting in. I realized that like 10 years ago. The line does not mean you're waiting to get in line. The line means you're not getting in. If you get in, you don't even walk to it.
You are the marketing. Like, people drop by, oh, it's lit. You are the marketing for people who going to pay the skip.
Even if you RSVP, that's not a guarantee. If you know somebody, that's not a guarantee. It's like, shit is not guaranteed. That's why
I do not miss them days where, like, you walk up to, damn, bro, I used to walk up to the bouncer. He'd be like, I got you. Give me a minute. you stand to the side. That is
you waiting all night?
Waiting,
And it was one day, bro. I swear to God, I'm flyest. Fly is subjective, but I got all these fake chains on, all type of shit. I'm what? I'm finna get the hose.
Fake chains.
He like, I got you, bro. Just stand to the side. Broke as hell, trying to look fly as hell, trying to get in this club. This nigga Nipsey Hussle pulls up, hops out a black truck, sweats. You can't even get sweat, like short sweats in the club. He walk up, skinny ass t-shirt, wrinkled up and shit. He like, I just brought the studio, bro. I'm gonna be here 5 minutes in and out. He walked straight through. I looked at the homie. I said, we doing all this shit, nigga.
Did you get in?
No, I went home. I was like, I'm never faking the funk. This nigga walked in with a wrinkled t-shirt, bro. Braids messed up. I'm like,
the most backwards thing about LA, and at least the Hollywood scene, is that it's a flex, and it's almost like you're supposed to not try hard. So when people from out of town come and they have on the chains, they have on the Gucci belt, they have on the Amiri shirt, they look like they're doing too much.
You got the outfit down. LA is science.
Amiri with the Gucci.
Yeah, it's like LA. The look is to look like that because also if you know that you have plug if you got in like that. Because it's like even like I was too young for it. But if you remember next episode, Dr. Dre said, I'm at the Century Club with my jeans on. That's just a bar to me. I know what he was talking about. My older homies told me he was flexing because at the Century Club back then, you have to have on slacks. So for him to say, I'm in here with jeans, that means if you see a nigga with jeans, he got pulled. Yeah. That's how it is now. If you see somebody with a hoodie on and this and that, that means he ain't have to try too hard. I mean, he connected. So that's how twisted it is. But yeah.
That's true. I mean, it always goes to say, with the flashiest niggas be the ones that don't really got money.
Don't really have it. They usually don't because most dudes who flash, they might have a little bit of something. They'll flex with the watch. Like the watch, you see that's Protect or something. But they're not really flexing with hella
But doing too much,
Doing too much.
That's true.
Yeah. That's true. With the Gucci shades on, they probably might be bootleg on top of that. So
that's true. I really liked what you said though about just like you wish LA doesn't have to do that because I feel like that's when people go out of town. Yeah. They be like, oh, I'm going to Houston for Memorial Day weekend because when I went out in Houston, I was like, this is easy. Like this is just you could walk in at any time wearing whatever low key. Like I could pull up in this to the club and they'll like I could walk right in.
And the thing is, because y'all younger, like I'm the old back in my day, but like I could say 08, 09, 2010, we had options like that. I remember one night in 09 when we had like 8 options on the Friday night, all clubs, all with dance floors, all like black hip hop spots. But as everything got consolidated, as a lot of spots got sold or they stopped playing hip hop, now it's EDM. Now it goes from this this size clubs now is broken into 4 different small clubs. Each small club is all bottles. There's no dance floor. Now only one of those 4 is playing hip hop. It's just switched up. But it was a point where LA was like that. Like whenever I had homies come in town back then, like it was no issues. Nobody ever complained about there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. That's really a new complaint. Like the last 5, 6, 7 years.
But
COVID.
It's stuff to do.
Post-COVID for sure. It is stuff to do.
Yeah.
It's just that we just don't have the traditional club. We don't have the traditional like Houston / what Compound used to be in Atlanta where it's a huge club, it's dance floor, you can smoke hookah, you might can get some wings.
Is it possible to have that? Or is it I think it's well, go.
The thing is, of course, when people have these debates, they might blame everybody from the people to the promoters to the DJs to whatever it is. It's all about the real estate.
What you mean?
Because real estate, it's about the club.
The red tape, right? The the rules and shit, or what?
The rules, just as far as who owns the club. So when it comes to just the size of these clubs, the size is the main thing. To own a moderately decent sized club in Hollywood, most of them are gonna go for the different types of money, for mixed money. So when it comes to like, we're talking specifically about black clubs, I would say.
Okay.
Hip hop. So to have that type of vibe where you can walk in, it's actual dance floor space. It's not gonna be that where it's consistent in LA because just to own a building that size is gonna cost so much. So you might get like you do get like Association Continental where it's like moderately sized and you might be able to get food at some spots like that. Like Jungle does have food, but to have a size of what you see in Houston and Atlanta it's unattainable.
I also feel like after COVID, I do feel like partying and clubbing and stuff really changed. Like
it did.
I kind of feel like it was a phase, especially in college. That's when I went to clubs the most, like in college.
Absolutely,
and then now I would say where I get the invites all the time, I don't go out as much as I do. And I also kind of feel like it's just not the vibe anymore to be in the club every weekend like it kind of was maybe 10 years ago.
You think it's, well, go ahead. You think it's because you're just aging out of the club or you've done it so much?
I was gonna say that.
I do. I feel like that too, but at the same time, I feel like now because I've gone so much, I kind of know what to expect, and it's low key like the same things, the same people, the same like.
That's aging out too. I mean, because so one thing I will say.
Am I washed? Is that what that means?
Yeah, but no.
Because me?
Yeah, but no. I'm gonna say because so here's the thing.
Bro, don't lie. She's washed.
I'm not washed.
You're washed. They need to hear the truth.
I like to go out when it matters, like when there's a specific event or when it's like something specific.
Bro, you're washed.
It has to be novelty.
Events and parties. So I'll say it's both sides of it.
Thank you.
It's both sides. Because here's the thing. It don't matter who you talk to. Talk to your aunties. Talk to your older cousins. Whether they're 35, 45, 55, or 75. They're all going to tell you club life was best when they're in their early 20s. Everybody feels that way.
Damn, I feel old as shit.
So people my age feel that way because we all feel like, our early mid-20s, it was Supper Club, it was Greystone, it was, even if it was before that, even if it was Club Sugar and Empire and whatever your era was, you think that your first 3, 4, 5 years, because it was more exciting then. For one, you didn't have as many responsibilities. It's just like for me and my homies in college and fresh out of college, it was never a question of are we going to the club on Friday, Saturday. The question was where are we going?
Yeah, facts.
It's like where are we at?
Less responsibility.
But it just burns out year after year after year. It's just like it does get tired. You start to slowly get tired of the music. You start to feel like I liked the music better 5 years ago because the more you get in your 20s, it just don't hit the same to you. So the thing is, that's one side. On the other side, the clubs are not the same in LA specifically or anywhere else. Even it's not just LA. Even New York, Atlanta don't have the same amount of huge clubs because of real estate, because of everything else too.
Yeah.
So you don't really get those big clubs like you used to anyway. It is more about lounges, bars, hookah spots, and then special traveling parties and events.
That's crazy. So that's crazy.
Nasty work. I do want to talk. I know we're definitely closing out, but I do want to at least touch a couple of these subjects. I'd love to talk Issa Rae Marathon. I definitely want to talk Lakers a little bit, and then Tyler, whatever you want to throw in there too, I'd love to. But
let's jump into it.
Yeah, go.
Okay, well, let's start with there is a new hotspot in town. Issa Rae is opening a new pizzeria. It's called Downtown Dough. I love that name, first of all. That's such a cute name.
Downtown Dough.
Shout out Issa Rae.
Double entendre.
I can see her like Downtown Dough.
I can hear it in an Insecure episode.
Yeah, it almost sound like that.
Oh,
it sounds like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute. So what's the details on that, Scotty? You know more than me.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I have to fact check this, and I probably should have. I think they're opening it inside of Hilltop. Either inside Hilltop or like right next to Hilltop. But it's going to be a nighttime joint, so it's only open from 6 to like 11. But it's really dope. I mean, honestly, and I've said this numerous times online, like she's literally this era's version of like Magic.
Yeah.
She's opening up everything and just buying it up. And I want to just give credit to her team, Yanni. I'm running absence with the other name, but she has a whole team behind her. AJ, yeah. AJ and Yanni, we just put them on our tastemakers list. Like, they're killing it in hospitality, bro.
Sure.
They're killing it. I'm proud of her. She's like, she's dope.
I mean, that's home team for me, so yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the appeal with it? Is opening like from a certain time, or is it going to be like a nighttime spot? Or
yeah, it's supposed to be a nighttime spot, but they said it's closing at 11. I can't even see that if you can, but I know it opens on the 3rd for sure. Is it 3rd? They're having a pre-launch party tonight?
Tonight. Wait, what?
Oh, we are going out. Right now, they're having a launch party tonight.
And it's inside Hilltop. Okay.
This is why you gotta come prepared.
Inside Hilltop. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. Inside
Hilltop.
Yeah.
And Lost is above that.
Yep. Lost is
right. Oh wow! That's three companies, things that you own in one thing. That's how you gotta do it. You gotta scale upwards.
You're making so much money.
Fire.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited to see this.
We need it. We need that.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
Okay. Exit out, Solomon. Is that?
I'm gonna check it.
Okay. Marathon Burger.
Yeah, Marathon Burger.
Marathon Burger is coming to Venice Beach. So speaking of expansion, we got more Black-owned businesses taking over everywhere, including Marathon Burger. That's exciting.
Yeah, I don't know which corner on Venice Beach, but so there's a video I saw. It was literally like this white dude was like, "Yo, I think they're opening the Marathon Burger."
Oh, wow.
He just filmed it.
Yeah.
But they didn't make no announcement. So honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I sent it to the team. I was like, "Yo, can we post this?" I usually try to fact check stuff like that because I'm like, is this shit AI or what?
Or a pop-up.
Or a pop-up, but I was just like, or a pop-up. But they had the whole, they had, it would look like it was a physical sign. We posted, I knew it was going to go viral. So we posted it. And then today when I was going through the comments, Marathon Clothing, Peniche, which is on their team, like a bunch of people from Marathon. I texted some people, they didn't respond, but they all commented on it, so I think it's official in this stamp.
Okay.
Which, bro, Venice Beach, Marathon Burger, Transplant's gonna go crazy with that.
They're gonna rack up. Because I didn't know, I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised, but my homie was in town about a month or two ago, and I was like, yeah, let's go to Marathon. Or they wanted to go to Marathon, of course.
There it is, yeah.
From out of town. And we pulled up at like 9:30 p.m. That line was around the block on a Tuesday.
Still around the block.
On a Monday. And I was just like, okay.
Still around the block.
Have you had it yet?
I haven't had it.
You haven't had it?
Because of that.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna wait for the line to die down. I've had it once before it was like officially opened.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good.
The smash burgers?
The smash burgers, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we're team 4 to win, but you know.
Okay.
But I fucked up. I didn't try the smash burger when I went. I tried the original, and it's still good, but it's just a very different type of burger. And like now, I'm a smash burger girl, so I'm gonna try it next time.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fire. Where if we could see another Marathon Burger, like what should their next location be? Ooh, Lamert. Go for it.
Yeah, look.
It'll be so congested, but yeah.
I think they should replace that nail shop on top of Overhill.
Oh, that might be dope. Yeah. That might be fire.
It's like at the top of the hill on Overhill.
That would be
fire. By that park. Yeah.
Over there.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, anything over there is gonna eat. Anywhere
they put that motherfucker anywhere. It's gonna eat.
It's gonna win.
It's gonna eat.
Inglewood by SoFi would be insane.
SoFi would be crazy.
Traffic would be even crazier. Yeah.
I think they'll expand everywhere.
Yeah. I think they'll put it inside of SoFi even. Anything they do is gonna win.
Yeah. Facts. They winning. They winning.
Okay, cool. New Cactus Jack signee. First of all, I want to take a moment to shout out Wale the Sensei for getting signed to Travis Scott officially. That's a huge deal.
Kind of gigantic.
That's a big deal, actually. So Cactus Jack obviously is Travis Scott's label. Wale is like the first one that's kind of like the oddball of this group. Who else is signed to them? Don Toliver.
Oh yeah, Toliver.
Sofago. There's a few more that I'm missing, but shout out to Wale. That's super dope. We're super excited for you.
It seems like I wouldn't expect that. Like I wonder what the draw was for. Or I mean, he's a dope artist, but like I just didn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine that. But that's
he was on GNX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Dodger Blue.
For sure. Yeah. So. Honestly, the Kendrick cosign, the album gave exposure to all of those artists on that album. And I think that was the point, was like to expose them to different audiences. So, yeah, I feel like every artist on there has like gotten bigger opportunities or, at least leveraging it in some way. And I feel like that's
all except
for Doty.
Oh my God! And that's
he leveraging it too, I guess.
I wasn't gonna say it, but he did apologize. But honestly, he's going through some issues where hopefully like he can get through that.
Somebody tapped that shoulder. That's why he apologized like that.
I'm sure. But you can tell he's going through stuff. Like he literally crashed and had that car accident and all that.
That's crazy.
I didn't see that, but then took a picture with it though. It's weird.
That's because that's how you know he's going through something.
We're like, true. I never. Kendrick coming into town, all them artists gonna perform. Like, no.
Well, Kendrick's doing his part in terms of putting people on. Like, he already did that with the pop out. He brought people out. He put people on the album. Now we're starting to see the long-term impacts of that. Like, Wally getting signed to Travis Scott. Like, that's huge for a West Coast artist.
Oh, for sure.
Number one.
By Travis Scott is crazy.
And I'm sure it's direct exposure from the album that even put him on to that.
Sure. So. Everybody got signed. Chike got signed.
Yeah, facts. That's a good one.
What's the boy name with tattoos? Hispanic dude?
Oh, yeah, Lefty.
Lefty got signed.
Yeah, hell yeah. Everyone's career is like, as you should. Like, you got to capitalize off a moment like that for sure. So shout out to Wally.
Shout out Wally. That's gonna be huge. We might have to get him up here. It's fire.
That'll be dope, actually.
Yeah.
Before you blow up. Yeah.
We have to get him up here. Okay. Let's talk about these fucking Lakers, bro. First of all, we were on a call today prepping for this.
Why you gotta put me on blast?
She said, what'd you say? The who? What did you say?
I just was wondering.
We were talking about Shakur Stevens, right? And she's like, how they prank called him. The Bucks prank called him.
First of all, you got the name wrong.
You got the name wrong.
And you talking about me.
Anyway, she was like, what team prank called her? Was it the Spartans? I said the Spartans. Then she doubles down. I was like, oh, not the Spartans, my bad. The Pistons. I said, you leave that right there.
Wrong sport.
Hey. Listen.
Pistons is not even... It's basketball.
Okay, if you watch this podcast by now, I didn't know that, but by now, everyone knows that I don't know sports like that. Okay, so first of all, this was private conversation that I had. I told you this in confidence.
Put on blast, embarrass you for the whole world.
It's not like I'm out here just saying this publicly, so.
Bro, when she said the Pistons, I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy.
But I did see enough.
Like Pistons.
Ain't no way, boy.
Yeah.
I saw enough.
Spartans.
I'm like, Michigan State? College?
Anyways, Lakers got booted out first round. I called it, though. It's not that I called it. Here's my thing with the Lakers. I go through so much emotional turmoil every game. Every game. Even this last game, bro. I'm like, it's over with. We down. Rui go hit a 3. I'm like, okay, we got hope. Oh, my God, 3 minutes left. I don't have time for that. I wanted them to just get out and just give me a peace of mind. I can continue the rest of my year without worrying about it. On God.
Lakers being a Laker fan it's been stressful ever since 2011 overall. We did get the 2020 championship, but it's stressful for different reasons. Like 2014 to 19 was stressful because there's just no playoffs, but at the same time, it's no stress because it's just we suck. I think it's worse now because we had expectations. We were third seed.
Yeah.
Granted, we only were 1 game ahead of them.
Yeah.
But it's like, I didn't think it was going to go out this way. I thought it would at least be a fight 6 or 7 games. I mean, we were all saying Lakers in 5, but but at the same time, I can't be shocked. Watching the games, it makes all the sense. Like, JJ's still a rookie. He's still a rookie coach.
Yeah.
Luka still has no defense. LeBron is amazing for 40, but he's still 40. And we don't have a fucking center. So Rudy Gobert was able to act like he was peak Shaq in 2001.
Right.
That's because we had nobody in the middle to like defend.
It was the first. You're right. It was the first time where I said like, "Oh shit!" Like this is JJ first year. Whole time I'm like, "Oh, these niggas nice." JJ, he's a genius.
He
and then this nigga didn't play Hayes.
He didn't play Jackson Hayes, and then putting in players who haven't been in months is just you don't experiment on that type of thing unless you just don't care. You just know you're gonna lose anyway.
Solomon,
Maxi Kleber. I saw. I was like, what is he doing in there?
That was so weird to me. I'm like, I get it. Actually, I don't get it because Hayes can't be that trash, bro. Like,
at least you gotta have a big man in. Like Gobert is what 7'4" or something crazy.
That shit.
He was
And then did you see Did you see I love how she's just like mute right now.
Listen, I don't have anything meaningful.
No, I respect that because some people trying to jump in, and I know because if Kobe was there, I chill out.
The only thing I know is that we were supposed to be a better team because of Luka, right?
We is crazy.
Supposed to be way better.
I'm a Lakers fan.
Did you see that boy hit a victory lap around
talking all that trash?
This is because I be like, oh, he's Jordan. I swear to God, I seen him do that this morning.
Yeah.
And it was the first player where I was like, I don't like this nigga, bro. I don't like him. Like, I felt a way about that. And it made me think, like, this is how niggas felt about Jordan, bro. Yeah. Like,
it's love or hate.
Because you out here doing dirty by your kids. You talking reckless. And you killing niggas on the court. Like, no.
You backing it up.
Yeah, you backing the shit up. Like, I'm like, what?
That one side step, and I was just like, all right, he focused. So,
bro, like, any nigga that's nice that talks shit and he can back it up, it's like, I don't like
it's funny. I ain't gonna, it's whatever. It's entertainment.
Yeah, no, it's entertainment. Shout out to them.
Shout out to who? Lakers?
Shit, the Clippers better do something now.
Nah.
We can't even go with the Clippers?
Nah.
We gotta go Dodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
jumping sport.
You gotta go
surprisingly, I'm not a Clipper
or something.
I'm a huge Laker fan, but I'm never gonna be a Clipper hater. Like I rock with the Clippers. They hire me every year. So, but even beyond that, it's like
I like James Harden though.
Harden is a home team too, but it's like Clippers is just that they just never ever do what they're supposed to do.
Damn.
Clippers need to just leave LA though. I ain't gonna lie.
You think?
Yeah. Or even if they went Inglewood Clippers, like okay, like you just gotta you
rebrand.
You'll never be.
You think?
LA's team.
Is that even possible?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It could be possible.
Are we rapping? What did just happen? Yes.
Okay, well,
why can't they switch?
I don't know. No Laker games for us this summer. And it was on my bucket list this year, so.
When does season start? December?
October.
That's
so maybe Christmas.
That's quick.
Yeah, Christmas time. Yeah, it's early.
You think LeBron is he playing another year?
Yeah, probably one more. The thing is weird because it's like he can play at a high level. So because of that, we expect him to keep playing like it's 2011.
Mm-hmm.
We got to remember it's not 2011. He's going to give us those moments that make us think that he still is that level, but he's not.
But they're moments, yeah.
It's moments. So it's going to make you, he's the best 40-year-old ever.
He's only 40?
But that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
He seems older.
He seems way older, yeah.
I mean, he's been around since like Anthony, what's his name? And then we're like kids.
Bro, I came into high school, this nigga was like.
Anthony Edwards, yeah.
Fucking when I was a freshman, LeBron was a beast. He was in the finals.
He was a veteran at that point.
Time, bro.
So he's been around for a long time.
The greatest ever, man. Jesus Christ. Shout out to my Lakers, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, y'all could have got Dwight, bro. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got on the docket? Anything?
Yeah.
Talk to me. What you want to go?
Okay, so I'm sure we've all seen this on social media, but there's a conversation about whether 100 men could take down one gorilla. And I'm curious what you guys think about it. First of all, you being the men. How do you guys feel about that? Is it possible?
I kind of feel like it's possible. 100 men?
I don't think
it's so. Which gorilla are we talking about?
What do you mean, which gorilla?
Silverback.
100 men.
There's different types of gorillas, right?
Okay.
It's different sizes, ain't it? Ain't it? I assume it's different types.
It's different sizes.
Is it?
I mean, to be honest with you, even the little chimpanzees be pulling people's faces off and shit. So the niggas is strong, bro.
So I mean, the thing is, 100 versus
one gorilla.
The thing is, the way
trying to think about
no. The thing is, by pure numerics and strength, if you combine the strength of 100 men. That's more than one gorilla, but you have to think about it. Because of the size of the gorilla, you can't get but maybe like 8 to 10 men at one time. So it's like
you got to do what?
So it's like it's 8 because the thing is, if it's 8 and 10, these 90 are just waiting for their turn. You can't really get.
So you got to go all at once, right?
You can't.
Why not?
Because it's 100 men. Imagine 101.
That's the only way to win. You gotta pile on.
The first row is gonna be taken out.
Yeah,
the first three is cooked.
It strategy because it's like you can't just have 100 people going after one thing. They're gonna be hitting each other. Think about just jumping somebody. You can't.
But if you think about it, if you surround it, it can only see what's in front of it. So if you come from behind it,
everybody's pound.
A couple of us gonna have to. Except
it's gonna be about 15 deaths.
15. Yeah, it's gonna be
15.
It's gonna be some casualties, bro. And it's gonna be like, listen,
it's gonna be ugly.
You ain't got nothing to lose. We're gonna pick the stragglers. And it's like the thing is, like, we're gonna give your family some money. You know what I'm saying? When you go. Oh, God. And then the people who come from the back, it's because if you confuse it, we might be good.
So if you got to be on the front line, so you got to be willing to die.
Everybody has to be willing to die. All 100.
This is also assuming that.
No, I'm in the back.
All 100 have to be willing to die. You don't count then, because everybody,
So this is assuming that you fighting too with your bare hands, right?
Yeah.
You don't have
That's
weapons.
the thing. No weapons. it's like it has to be a strategy. Everybody's pinning it down and just jumping it, but it's so strong. Even if you try to pin it down, it might still be able to get up and throw everybody. Like it has to be a legit strategy because you can't. What I mean is you can't have 100 people swinging on one thing at one time unless it's like the size of this building.
You also can't send 10 at a time. It's taking 10 at a time. If you send 10,
but it has to be like layered. It has to be 10 surrounding. 20 around them. It has to be layered around them.
Yeah,
where as soon as they they can ass beat. Now we coming from behind. Now we coming from this angle. Now we coming from this angle. But it's gonna be some casualties.
I just think it's funny because she's just like a woman listening to niggas trying to
really strategize.
All right, how can we get this big ass?
Like y'all strategy's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just picturing the scenario that you're in too. So I'm assuming you're in a room, 4 walls. You can't run. Everybody has to run towards.
Oh, in a room?
Like it's not outside. Right? It has to be in a room for it to be strategic.
If he goes to the corner,
because people would just start running after you see the first 15 get killed. That's gonna kill the morale of the second wave.
That's what I said. Like everybody has to be willing to die. Everybody.
You gotta think about morale.
All 100.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas got morale.
It has to be 100 people who are willing to die. It has to be like Squid Game elevated times 200.
Yeah.
It's just like we know that we're probably gonna die.
But if you survive,
you get 100 million.
Yeah, you're gonna get 100 million.
Only if you try. But only if you try. You can't just stand in the back. You have to actually attempt.
Each person get 100 million.
Yeah. Who survives it?
You have to be like at 100% morale. Like
I think you could scare a gorilla though.
Scare it.
Because you got some people attacking. Then you got some people that might be clapping. Think about it. You got some people that's making sounds, clapping, diversions. You know what I'm saying?
Confused.
Some people like jumping. Like you gotta because we gotta get the gorilla to look. Then the nigga back out, and then like you just keep.
If you just keep on, and plus,
what grabbing the guy.
Do we have 100 Shaqs or 100 Wiz Khalifa's? Wiz can fight too, though.
Wiz Khalifa, he could kick him fight.
It's human.
I say he's skinny.
Because even if you have
100 like
boxers, right? It's still human. It's still man.
It's still human.
Gorilla.
But 100 boxers versus 100 scrawny type, it still might make a little difference, but it might not. I don't know.
I don't think it matters.
They 10 times stronger. But did you know we share 90% of our DNA with gorillas?
So if we can connect,
we have none of their strength.
If we connect to them in some way, telepathically, like, hey, look, we used to be all,
You think we came from gorillas?
No, I don't.
We share 90% of our DNA.
Evolution. I don't know. I don't believe in evolution.
Fun fact.
I mean, they do got.
There might be some similarities. Who knows? Big Bang Theory. I don't believe in it, but I don't know. Whole different time.
I was watching YouTube. This is off tangent. Ty's gonna kill me. But there's a planet called KB 213, and it's like habitable for humans. They're trying to get us there. Yeah.
Really?
Trying to get them there, the richest humans.
I would go. Would you? I'd go to space. I want to go to space.
Not yet. Nah, I ain't trying to go that far in space.
All right, whatever.
I can't do it.
My little tidbit rant.
I can't do it.
Anyway, okay. Well, Cinco de Mayo is coming up. What do y'all have planned?
Cinco.
Jungle. We had Jungle. Monday Night Vibes going up. We're going to have tequila specials, all that. We acting up.
I'm going.
I'm playing. I'll probably have a whole Spanish, whole Mexican music set.
Ooh, okay.
I'm playing LBBL, the
Yeah, LBB.
Yeah, I'm playing all that. So we going up.
I'm going to Jungle. I'm gonna go.
My favorite Cinco de Mayo song is the Uno, Dos, No Tres.
Yeah,
that's like the best Cinco de Mayo song.
And BJ, I'm not sure. That song used to go up. I mean, plus Cinco de Mayo is like this weekend is the anniversary of Not Like Us.
It is?
This Sunday.
He dropped it on Cinco de Mayo?
The day before it. So Cinco was going crazy.
Oh, wow.
It was the day before Cinco. And
You're
Cinco,
right.
We were lit. Every single party in the city, every car driving by Cinco de Mayo was playing it.
Oh, wow. That's a good little fun fact. I wonder. So is that going to be like, how do you set your DJ set to where it's like you play that song?
I might just shout out, like, I don't know where y'all was at a year ago, but a year ago I was leaving the park and somebody texted me and I played this song for the first time and drop it or something.
I like that.
You can say anything before you drop that shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And plus it got new life with the Super Bowl. I could do the whole intro.
That's
You're
true.
really about to do it,
Right.
So
if you hate your ex.
Yeah, exactly. You hate your ex, she's not like us, all that. Easy call.
What's your favorite ad lib to say in the club?
I don't think I say anything like, I say come on as a filler, but I say rock as a filler a lot. Like rock, like we rocking out type deal. But that's probably like some of my main ones. I just say off a habit just to kind of fill in space or whatever I'm saying, or just to kind of hype up the moment. So
okay, random question. Which artist do you feel like doesn't have any good replay value in the club, but like has replay value on your playlist or in the car, but it just doesn't translate the same in the club?
I mean, I always talk about how a lot of artists, especially from LA, are not necessarily club artists, but it's like Because I wouldn't say Tyler does or doesn't have replay value. It's just that he has never been a club artist. Sticky was like probably the first time he even felt like he was trying to make a club song, and it worked. It worked. It's like it still will work, but it's like I do love his Hey Now remix too. But it's like a lot of his stuff go harder at a lounge or at a bar type spot. But like he makes full albums. Like it's like a musical that you're listening to.
Yeah.
So even I would even say before last year. Like Kendrick always had songs that got played in the club, but he didn't intentionally make club music.
That's true.
He never made twerk songs.
That's
he never
true.
made stuff like aside from we in the club, you know, I'm with the homies. Like that was him. Like when he was getting started. But like it's just that facts. Like we gonna be all right. It's just big enough to get played in the club.
Yeah, facts. So, do you feel like you hear more Drake still in the club right now or not? Not really.
It's like I mean we still play some Drake. It's just that with certain crowds it just does not go as hard. Like when it comes to like, especially that first month, it was like you played Drake.
It was like people looking at you sideways. Like
yeah, like people would like jokingly boo me sometimes. People who knew me would be like, "Oh, you playing Drake, boo?" And my thing is like everybody knows I'm Team Cat Out just because I know who he was for 20 years. But it's like I ain't really caring like that much about the beef. Like people on Twitter just swear I'm just you just so biased and Team Kendrick. I'm like no, in this beef I'm Team Kendrick. I'm in room for Kendrick the whole time in the beef. Before that year, I always played more Drake than Kendrick in the club, obviously. Yeah. And it's like Drake still is gonna make club stuff. I don't like the way he moves outside of music. A lot of stuff he does that's why everybody has beef with him. That's why everybody else dissed him.
What don't you like how you move? Like what about
so much stuff? Every beef he's in.
Oh, hi. Okay.
I mean, everything from how he moved with Kendrick beef, how he like as far as how, you know, they talk back and forth for years, but how they got into the beef. I don't like the fact that he took control so sensitive. Nobody else was that sensitive about it. That's where the whole beef started from. Everybody else was like, Pusha T was like, I hear you loud and clear. Everybody else was like, Kendrick talking that game, but Big Critter, somebody else said, if he didn't mention me, I would have took offense. Drake was the only one who said, oh, you know, he said some harsh words, and it's like he didn't. So it's like from that, everything they had banner, he talked about him on the language and songs like that. And when it came to last year, it's like, you know, even when it came to like first person shooter, it's like Drake didn't necessarily do anything blatantly anti-Kendrick, but it was this little subliminals. The fact that Cole was like, you know, they saying Big Three is me, Kenny, and Drake. Drake was like, the Big Two is me and Cole. Not Kendrick. You know, it's implied that it's not Kendrick. So even that, I don't have a problem with that. But just the way that he acted during the beef, I don't think Family Matters was that good of a song.
Oh, you're crazy. Don't do it.
It was not.
Don't do it.
It was not. That's not any bias. It's just not. It was not back to back. It was not back to back at all.
Wait, can we agree that Drake out-rapped Kendrick in his?
No, hell no. Not even close. Euphoria, the way he switched up the flows, all the bars, it's just so much small stuff he said on there. He had not out-rapped. I'll even say it, Family Matters, the best part of Family Matters was not about Kendrick. It's about everybody else.
True.
I'll say that. So
true.
That part was decent. Like shake your ass for Drake. That part was corny. The whole it might be Dave Freeze. I'm talking about Dave. No. It's like what?
That shit is hard, bro.
No, it's not.
That, bro. So he rapped. The AI shit wasn't hard to you?
I actually did not have a problem with it like a lot of people did, but it was not hard. It was just like, oh, that's funny. The thing is, it's funny, but the fact that the issue is he begged Kendrick to drop doing that, and that's what led to him getting annihilated.
I think people wanted Drake to lose, though. But
I mean, people who were, depending on who you're talking about. I mean, Drake has just done a lot of stuff. Like, the fact that he had to diss 20 verse 1, whatever he said, is because he's done slick stuff to everybody. The fact that the rappers were riding with Kendrick is because Kendrick has just made more peace with rappers. Like Drake has just had,
or just been less active. But even from that part,
just about active.
You don't think Drake has been picked on a lot?
No.
Soft, sensitive rapper talking about how niggas peed on him. There's been
because he did stuff.
He got beat up by Diddy. Like
he did stuff for that stuff to happen. It was never just a case of like he's just chilling, being a super cool, nice guy. Like the thing about Drake, the issue with Drake, which is like I don't care about personal stuff, but it's like. You know, he came from being a corny dude who was an actor, nothing wrong with being an actor, but his rap persona is acting. You see, when you watch his Funk Flex freestyle, yeah. Oh, you switched the beat on me. All right, let me, yeah.
Right, but that was in the beginning of the game, though, right? But then once you come into hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you change as a person. So he became who he is.
In a bad way, in a negative way. He came out. He came out being a lot more humble. He came out giving homage to Lil Brother and those type of rappers. It's just that he came out showing love to everybody, showing love to every city he went to. He would show homage to. So the thing is, when he first came in,
so you don't think
he got along with everybody.
You don't think a man with that much power has been crossed, and you don't think things have been done to him that have made him that way?
If you
the success,
the thing is, I was not behind scenes to see everything, so I can't. All I can go by is the gossip. All I can go by is what we read happens. But it just looks like, to me, he's not the only successful rapper. So the thing, even look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z is a similar comparison, but totally different. Because early mid-2000s, people forget. Everybody from New York is trying to come at Jay-Z for that throne.
Jay-Z ain't never took it.
Definitely. I think that's a good point. That's a good point because you said that.
No, like image,
yeah. So
like Jay-Z is just the Godfather. Like he's Jordan. He's just You know what I'm saying?
So the thing with Drake is just that it's like he was cool with all these people who he's beefing with now. Future, Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky. At one point he was feuding with Chris Brown. He had beef with Diddy. Now it's with Kendrick. Weeknd. All people who came from his circle.
Rap beef is a thing though. Like so that's just part of the culture.
Yeah, so it's part, but it's like everything.
I get that. Like you beefing with all these people.
All these people, and it's all for reasons that when you look at it at each situation, it's like you were probably in the wrong. Like even how he talks about like about Rihanna, it's like you can tell he's salty about that. And even the way he treats women, you can just tell he's the type that like probably didn't get the play he wanted to growing up and all that. Now he has access to women, but he still can't really get the women that he wants. For you to beat Drake. Like if I was Drake, I would have a Beyonce. I would have whether it's Rihanna, at least a Carrie Hilson, at least a fucking Victoria Monet. I would not have a damn kid with a porno store. I would not have.
You think so though?
Yes.
If you got 100 million, a billion.
I mean, clearly
Jay-Z got Beyonce.
He not doing something.
Or either you have that, or you have your long term, or you have your Whitney, like a Kendrick. Like I would not want to have these random like IG models chasing after them, and now I beef with them because now he's the thing with him. His rap is just so immature. For you to be 37, 38 years old, why are you rapping the first song? You block me on Instagram.
But you know why this is crazy?
Like, you
but you know why this is.
Rap about that too.
Thank you. This is every other rapper does it though. Future's
old.
Future's immature. Future is petty as hell.
Future built his brand off of toxicity.
His whole brand is being toxic for sure.
But why Drake don't get that same?
Drake didn't build his brand as toxic.
No, what I'm saying.
Why Drake don't get that same soft landing? But that's just Future.
No. The thing
because
is,
he built his brand as a good guy.
The thing is,
Drake.
Well, Drake did kind of come in.
No, he didn't.
I'll say this. Issa said it on Insecure. Issa used to love Drake. Issa said one time, "I love Drake because he gets us." Women used to love Drake because he did. Even when he was,
they loved him up until Kendrick.
He said, "I've been a nice guy."
The last few years, Drake has been her loss. The fact that it's called her loss. It's like Drake's whole thing became anti-women. He used to be the one that was pro-women. It's best I ever had. It sounded like he was making more love songs.
And then he made For All the Dogs that did not relate to women in any way.
I think it was
exactly. It's just like he changed his whole image to where now he's the bad guy. He's the player who's just like, I'm tired of. It's like he complains about what girls do to him, but he still tries to be a player. You can't have both sides.
Well, because people said For All the Dogs was like his worst album yet.
Probably. I mean, it was blah. He had a couple songs on it.
Yeah, a couple songs.
Yeah. So it's just overall, I just feel like he just does so much lame type stuff that's just like outside of rap that I see why a lot of people don't like him personally or don't like him image wise. Like for me, musically, I don't care about none of that. I'm still gonna. I still love 0 to 100, but it's just. He is just like showing himself too much.
Cause I feel like all these niggas, A$AP Rocky has done lame shit. Like all these niggas do lame shit. That's
the thing is, who's done the most though? A lot of them.
And then it comes with the timeliness too, like you said, like that first month after, like when the beef was at its peak, I felt guilty listening to Drake. I'm like,
I said I'm Team Drake. She gave me the coldest look. She's like, you Team Drake?
No, like I was taking it so personally, like because I'm K.T. I'm K.T. too, you know. And I like Drake. Like this is me coming from a perspective of like I don't have anything against Drake, like you know.
It's just like you might like two boxers. You might like two NBA teams.
Right.
Your team get eliminated. I'm gonna go for this team over this, or even if it's your team versus this team, I might not necessarily hate the Sixers if it was the Sixers. I hate the Celtics, but if it's the Sixers and Lakers, I don't hate the Sixers. Even the Timberwolves, I don't hate them, but I'm a Laker fan. I'm gonna go for Lakers. I might go for the Timberwolves over somebody else. So Drake is the same thing. I was never ever anti Drake. It's just that in this specific situation, it's just like I'm riding with Kendrick, and I see why everybody had issues with him, and he got broken down and annihilated, and we see where it's at.
He got broken down and annihilated.
It's a wrap.
Oh,
before we go, I have a question.
Well, go. Yeah.
Okay, quick question.
I'm going for my GOAT, man.
What song do you feel like needs to be retired from the LA club scene? Me
LA
personally,
specifically, or just like clubs everywhere?
Clubs. I think it's "Can We Talk" by Tevin Campbell.
We have so many controversial talks about "Can We Talk," especially online, and I have mixed feelings about it because like I'm the old head once again. I remember when it came out, and I remember that it was the same level on the charts as I'm Ready. I'm Ready. You heard that song before from Tevin?
How's it go?
I'm Ready.
Sing it.
I'm ready, girl.
He did not want to He did not.
I ain't singing. I can't sing. It's like, but all that to say, cut that from the edit. But anyway, I ain't singing it. But anyway, but yeah, like all that to say, Tevin had hella songs. I don't know how Can We Talk came back because it was just as big as I'm Ready, but Break It Down was to me even bigger than Can We Talk at the time as far as radio goes. And Break It Down was one Prince produced. But Can We Talk? 2000s, I never heard that song at a single party or club or anything, the whole 2000s. I think I heard Be Him play it 2013, and somebody told me that MoMA for Everyday People was playing it in the 2010s, but it just came back and became the biggest R&B song of the 90s. I don't know how that happened. It
randomly came back in the LA club scene, and I'm like, this song needs to go. I'm so tired of it.
So what would your song be? The one that you like, this song got to go?
For me personally, I don't really have one. And when you say LA club scene, because to me, Can We Talk is the same way everywhere.
Or what song just needs to be retired?
Yeah. I don't think anything should, I always say, as a DJ, I personally don't think any song should be retired. I just think they should be played less.
Okay.
I don't think, so I don't think the Nightmares need to be played at every single party.
That's a good one.
I think, because like to me, certain songs have to be a certain crowd. So it's like Dreams and Nightmares, it don't have the same effect at a kickback or at a small bar as it does at this huge club with lights where as soon as he says, hold on a minute, the light show comes.
Nah, I'm not going to lie. Even when I hear that in a club, I'm like, please turn this song off.
Lying.
I do not want to hear this
A lot
song.
of women don't like it. Like, Issa hates it. I played it at something, and Issa was, I hate this song. Like,
yeah.
So a lot of women don't like it.
Not anymore. Anymore.
It's 13 years old, too.
That song, but I get it, but when it's on in the club and you lit.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's what I say. It's just, like, it shouldn't be retired. It's just that it shouldn't be played at it don't have to be every single party, and it doesn't have to be like the saving grace. It shouldn't be like, oh, you losing the crowd, go Dreams and Nightmares to get them hype, you know, because it's,
got you.
To me, it should be where the crowd's at least an 8.5.
That's not a buzzer beater. Like, it's not one of them no more.
The crowd should be at least 8.5,
damn, I didn't know I was on the clock.
Yeah,
a song in the club that is just always that
you just wish would retire. Hang up his jersey.
Damn. I don't know.
Do y'all think any LA songs should fit that?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. I would say like it's time to go, but they don't play that no more.
Man, it's just like the end of the night song.
I don't want to hear that. If that's a lot, don't like that's low key disrespect. It's time to go. Like don't turn that on, please. Like that's disrespectful.
They tell us to play it. It's like a running joke.
They tell y'all that it's not funny.
It's a running joke now. It's just
low key love by Keisha Cole too.
So basically everything that's a huge song to you, you don't want to hear no more. If it gets too played, if it comes too, but even that song, we weren't playing that in the club in 06, 07.
Yeah, that's
that song
what I mean.
Remember when
that's what I mean.
when what's that nigga name? The Crip dude. What's his name? OT. Remember when he remixed that? That shit was going in the
I like his. I would rather his version.
Yeah.
Honestly,
he foolish for that one.
Oh my god.
I love that song.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's a wrap. We talked about everything from Issa Rae's new pizzeria to the Lakers to Wale the Sensei to Gorillas versus 100 Men. Shout out to R-Tistic for coming through. We appreciate having you. You dropped a lot of gems, shared a lot of knowledge. Yeah. We appreciate you for coming on the pod.
Of course. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Love. Y'all keep doing what y'all do out here. Keep on making people mad on Instagram, you know.
Yep.
We're gonna turn up for Cinco de Mayo. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I'm your girl Tally.
My boy Scotty.
R-Tistic.
R-Tistic. Out.
And we'll catch y'all.
Suburban Pod, we out.